one pet in your household, whether that be a dog, cat, fish, bunny, or whatever. Today, I will tell you about an amazing cat that I lived with for the vast majority of my life named Spaz. On Halloween of the year 2001, my family at the time was just my two parents and older brother. The three of them decided to go to a family friend's house that day. And when they did, the family friend offered, since her cat had recently had a litter, to go and take a look if they wanted to adopt one of the kittens. And they agreed and took a look, and when they did, they noticed a litter of all black kittens except for one. He was different from his siblings in the way his fur coat was made. It was a light cream color for most of his body, except he had white and black fur on his head, face, ears, and feet, resembling a raccoon, and an all-black tail except for one perfect white tip at the edge with very blue eyes. He was a very pretty cat, so my parents immediately fell in love with him and decided to take him home, and later named him Spaz for his wild nature as a kitten, as most young cats are. A story my dad loves to tell me about him being young and wild was a time when one of his friends came over and decided to mess with him. He messed with him by toying with him, teasing him, pulling his tail, all that. And when he sat down, as soon as he sat down on our couch, he noticed Spaz staring right at him at the end of the hallway. And a moment passes and he decides to completely full speed charge at him. No thoughts, just charge. And when he showed no sign of stopping and stayed in his direction, the man flinched and hoped that our cat wouldn't just maul him. But as soon as he flinched, my dad remembers Spaz immediately slowing down and just casually walking by him, going to his left and hopping onto the couch. And my dad remembers mocking his friend for letting a cat get the better of him and karma taking his place. 4 years after Spaz was adopted, I was born into the family. I naturally grew to be a cat person, and although many children might love cats, definitely not all cats love children. In this case, it was definitely true for Spaz and me. I often had a phase when I was about 7 or 8 years old where I would take Spaz and force him into a toy stroller and roll him around the house. I may have enjoyed it, but he did not enjoy any of the attention I gave him or any other young kids did. And naturally, he decided to hide in the basement, which we used as storage space, which was great because he could hide anywhere. As I grew older into my teens, and so did he, I grew more understanding of a cat's boundaries, and he mellowed in his personality. We bonded a lot over this time because he would choose my bed as a safe space since I didn't have any dogs in my room at the time. And we definitely bonded because he just grew to be more cuddly, as many old cats are, and I was happy to spend the time with him. About 2 years ago now was when we had to get him euthanized, which he normally magically bounced back from things like whether we thought he was going senile or started out at 16. He magically bounced back since he was such a healthy cat, but this time he lost mobility in one of his back legs, which he could not use ever, and we had to keep him downstairs and give him food and water and all he needed, and find a place to euthanize him. However, he was very stubborn about it because he was very independent in himself and would still manage to climb on top of things like the stairs to get to a food bowl, a water bowl that my dogs used. Even though he had his own water bowl downstairs, he just preferred that one. And I definitely think he's very stubborn and both strong for that. It's just crazy to me that he lived in my family household longer than I ever have, and it might be weird to all of you as well since that's not a normal thing. I will not have outlived my own cat until I turned 20 years old myself, and my family and I have definitely grieved the loss of Spaz, but we know we gave him a long, happy life, which is the best thing you can do for any pet. We also get closure from knowing that, and I don't regret any of the time I spent with him. Thank you for listening.